Hey folks, Machinery Pete here at the 2020 Commodity Classic, and this is a company we need to shine the light on more, because I tell you what, I've actually been a big fan of the game plan Kubota has been rolling here the last few years, expanding a dealer network, increasing product line. Really smart to do this at a time when most of ag is pulling back. We're going to have a conversation here. Going to walk into the booth, and we have Martin Carrier. Martin, you are the director of large ag.
Product Marketing Director of Large Ag for Kubota Tractor Corporation.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me out today, Martin.
Pleasure, Greg.
And again, I was introducing to our folks here that I've been a fan of Kubota's game plan for a number of years now. Let's just walk through this, Martin. Now, over your shoulder, we have, of course, Great Plains, which you guys acquired. Was that 16?
That was, yes, 2016.
16. So with that, you had, of course, Land Pride, awesome brand and company, perfect fit for Kubota and your small horse tractors. And Great Plains itself, I mean, the tillage and planting side, a high quality company. Have you sort of let them continue to manage as is, left them alone?
Yeah, that's correct. The Great Plains network is independent from the Kubota network. Might be some overlap, but it's not. We're not managing them the same way. Great Plains out of Kansas, they have their own team.
Sure.
They have their own field people. Here we share a booth. I mean, we're cousins after all.
Right.
But they still manage their own business. Now, Great Plains as a manufacturing entity is building some Kubota branded product. Could be our wheel rakes is built out of Kansas. It's Kubota branded,
right,
but it's a Great Plains manufacturing product. So we're working, engineering together, developing product of the future. But there's no plan on integrating the tillage and seeding, the traditional Great Plains product with Kubota at this point.
So 2016 you acquired them. Now was it 17? Is that when the parts center, or was that 18?
You mean the NADC, or North American Distribution Center in Edgerton, Kansas? Grand opening was last August in 2019.
Okay.
So we've got 2 times 1 million square feet building. One is dedicated to parts, the other one to whole goods. On the whole goods side, we're doing also some tractor assemblies, skid steer assembly for mostly the Midwest market as far as the whole good is concerned. But a lot of stuff are coming. I mean, Kansas City area is fantastic. I mean, train yards and trucking,
right,
we're center. It's just a great location for logistic. And those 2 new buildings, now they're getting up to their stride. It's pretty impressive to see. If you're ever around, stop by and have a look.
I'm impressed by the investment, Martin, that Kubota is making. And again, let's pan around here in your great exhibit. You've got the M7 over there. Of course, you guys came out with the M7. What year was that, Martin?
We launched in 2014 at our dealer meeting in Nashville.
Okay.
And we started to retail them 2015, 2016.
Okay.
This tractor was a partnership. I mean, we, as you may know, we have acquired Kverneland in 2013,
yep,
and some of the electronic on that tractor was designed internally by our own mechatronic corporation, part of Kverneland. Tractor still built in France with Japanese engine, Japanese cab. We're now pretty successful in the U.S. market with this product,
right,
and which set the tone for the next step. I mean, I saw you shooting that big boy here when you walked in. This is our M8. It's literally is the M7 big brother.
Okay.
We're not going to be pretending that we have a big tractor. We consider that we have a large utility tractor. It's an extension of the M7. We're after the livestock market, the cattle farmers, and yeah, these guys also have a bit of a row crop portion on their farm, so it could be a 16-row corn planter, but we're not pretending that we're a row crop company at this point. We're really focused on the livestock industries more than anything else, and makes sense also with our hay tools. And that's kind of why Great Plains, they do their thing on the side. We're the livestock arm of Kubota North America, more or less.
And the hay side, the hay tools, the Kubota round balers, they came in after the Kverneland?
Same thing. Well, our 2014 dealer meeting in Nashville is when we launched that. They're Kverneland produced. Basically Kverneland Vicon disc mowers or balers or rake and tethers.
Right.
And everything is branded Kubota in the US now. There's no more Vicon distribution. Although if you have Vicon product, just contact your local Kubota dealer,
sure,
they'll support you. But after that, we started with the Western Europe design, painted it Kubota, and then started to sell. But then we started to develop product specific for North America. The 5x6 round baler, the BV4580,
right,
is assembled. The final assembly is done in Kansas through the Great Plains facility, but they're sold anywhere in North America and only in North America. Europe's not using that type of baler. Our wheel rakes was designed for the US market. We're working on different projects to use our knowledge and our technology from Western Europe, but apply it specifically to the American market.
I'm really intrigued, again, Kubota's executing this growth plan to get more into the market here, Martin. In terms of your dealer network, we know the reality in the ag space has been unbelievably fast contraction, consolidation with the other manufacturers, whereas you guys, your dealer network is expanding.
Our dealer network is expanding, and for us, what's important is to have partners. The dealers, we want a partnership with them. We want to make sure that they're invested and involved in the community. I mean, we don't mind having dealers with multiple stores. It's not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily what we ask them to do. What we want them to do is good business, be part of your community, and involve us at all levels, working together. It's not about dictating them what to do. It's about sitting at a table and having an honest conversation and looking at a business plan for this specific territory. We're broken down in 5 regions and 5 divisions in the U.S.
Okay.
And the goal is to adapt to the reality of each of those markets. I mean, we don't handle the business in California the way we do in New York or in Texas.
Right.
Local people working with local people.
Now, you'll have to tell me here on the specifics, Martin, but in that spirit of listening to your dealers, I understand you guys, Kubota, came out ranked super high in a recent, what kind of dealer survey was it?
Well, the AEM, our association of manufacturers, basically asked dealers to rank us and how we compare with their other vendors or other suppliers.
Sure.
And for several years in a row now, we've been ranked number 1. Kubota was ranked number 1, and for us, that's pretty much our most important scorecard. Because if a dealer is satisfied with what we do, well, we know they're going to promote our product.
Right.
And we take pride in that, and we want to make sure that we stay at number 1. Again, it'd be easy to become complacent and say, well, we're number 1, we're good, we don't need to change.
Right.
No, we know that we're not perfect, and we want to keep it up. So.
Right. And in the U.S. here, Kubota history, gosh, are we inching up right on the 50-year?
72 was the first year, so we're 2 years away from our 50-year anniversary, and I think we're going to make quite a bit of noise about that.
Well, that's excellent. Now, I got to ask you, Martin, too, a lot of noise and interest, ton of interest, with the, I guess you'd say, news last year in terms of, I don't know how you describe it, like a partnership with Versatile?
Yes.
What can you comment
That's
on
that big boy here. The M8 is built in Winnipeg into the Bueller Versatile factory.
Yeah.
This project is a partnership in the sense that we call it a customized OEM. We didn't take an existing tractor they had and just slap a Kubota name on it.
Right.
We worked together for years, 5 years to be precise, at building the right product. Yes, they offer an equivalent model, but ours is designed for us our way. So if you sit on that tractor, you look at the whole right-end console, the armrest, and the terminal you can't see up in the cab. It's the exact same as what we have in the M7.
Okay.
We wanted this tractor to have a family feel, even though it's built by someone else. It's a Kubota tractor, it's Kubota supported, you don't need to go anywhere else. Call your Kubota dealer and they'll service you from bumper to bumper. It's a true Kubota product.
Now, Martin, what are you hearing as the M7s? I mean, I've seen a number of them start to filter down to the auction market, and a lot of interest when they show up for sale. I know the last one we ran across, a very strong resale on it. What are you hearing from your dealers and from the farmer level about the M7s, the M8, just the vibe on these tractors?
What we tried to do with those tractors, I think we're successful, we build them as no nonsense. We're building tractors for what the customer need. And as I said, we're after the livestock market, and we're not trying to have all the bells and whistles. We're just building them with what you need. And guess what? It's going to make a reliable tractor, it's going to make an easy to use tractor, it's going to make a comfortable tractor. At the end of the day, we want to give you the best value for your money. We're not trying to be the cheapest one, we're not trying to be the Mercedes-Benz or the Cadillac or the tractor. We're trying to be a good old workhorse, reliable. Usually those tractors age pretty well, and guess what? It shows good value at resale.
Yeah, well, I've noticed for years the Kubota tractors on the smaller horse do very well resale, hard cash auctions. So
Yep.
You're hitting on a couple things there, Martin, with building a simpler machine and paying attention to the dealers. Those are two important things that have intrigued me very much.
Yeah.
And it's, now we got to swing around here. We got to find Alex. Where's our guy, Alex?
Alex is actually busy with a customer, and
busy
that's
with a
what we
customer.
want him to do, actually.
Yes. Well, let's talk about that now. He's a young fellow that had been in the industry.
Yep.
Kubota's investment in U.S. Ag, you're investing in facilities and people.
So years ago, we created that role we call Ag Product Specialist. Basically, what they do is they support the dealers and in their interaction with customer and help them get up to speed with a farming business. We started with 2 5 years ago. We're now up to 12. Hopefully 14 if my boss agrees next week. And we believe in having people close to the field. Having people in corporate offices, yeah, we need a certain number of those, but we need people that have their finger on the pulse. And Alex is one of those, and he's covering basically the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, and we're building a dealer network there. When you have new dealers, it requires a lot more training. It's sometimes a different approach. And with the good people like our APSs, Alex, and the rest of the team, and our regional sales manager, we want to stay very close to them, listen to what they have to say, and cater to their specific need. Not trying to push a one-size-fits-all solution down to the dealers.
I love that. Let's see if we can go over and catch young Mr. Al. Well, he's still visiting, but Martin, your history with Kubota now, you've been with the company how long?
Well,
you with Kverneland?
That's a trick question. Technically with Kubota for 5 years, but I was a Kverneland employee when Kubota bought Kverneland, so somewhat we need to add a little bit to that history.
Sure.
And it's been a very interesting story. Let me tell you, when they bought us, being a Kverneland employee, and Kubota came on board, we were not scared, but intrigued by, okay, how is this going to play out? It's been a very interesting story so far, and I mean, if you talk to our Great Plains colleagues, they'll tell you the same thing. We're building a new ways of doing business in the farm world, and it's a pretty good place to work at.
What excites you most going forward now in 2020, Martin, about Kubota, the brand, and how you guys are building out? What gets you most excited?
The fact that we're not afraid. We're not afraid to try. We're not afraid to make mistakes. We want to come up with better product. We're building an engineering team in North America. We call it application engineering. We want to go after customers and say, what do you need? What's making your job difficult? What's making your life painful? What can we do to help? And I believe this approach is going to bring us where we want to be. Our goal is not to become the biggest one. Our goal is to be the best. And by the best, we mean judged by our dealers and judged by our customer. We want these people to say, you're giving us what we need, thank you, give me more.
Oh, I love that, Martin. Built on listening. I think that's why you guys continue to grow, and excited to see you execute the plan. And again, I'm a huge fan of what you guys have done here, the series of moves over the years, and thank you for sharing the inside scoop.
Pleasure, Greg.
Hey folks, I'm here with product specialist with Kubota now, Alex Hay. Alex, you're up in the Wahpeton area, right?
Wahpeton, North Dakota, yes sir.
Okay. And boy, I noticed you were visiting here with someone at the show about the M7. You're getting a lot more vibes and stories, I understand, about just more people owning these things.
Sure. And actually, I'm kind of surprised down here in Texas how many folks I'm seeing from North Dakota and South Dakota, Iowa,
right,
in the Midwest that are traveling to this show. That gentleman I was talking to here a moment ago is actually the neighbor of someone whose farm I was on after he bought an M7 tractor.
Well, there you go.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, in the Midwest, we're growing pretty rapidly. So as those numbers come up, I come across more and more of those stories on a daily basis.
Now, Alex, you've been on with Kubota, what is it, a couple years here?
About a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yep.
And as Kubota builds out the larger ag side, I understand you've helped open a couple new dealerships in the Dakotas?
Yep, so one thing in the upper Midwest that we noticed is our dealership network had some areas for improvement. So
sure.
Whether that's individual dealer training, support, or opening new dealerships in open territories. It's kind of a hard sell to get someone to drive 150 miles to buy a tractor.
Sure.
If that tractor goes down, there's different expectation level of support
sure.
when you get into the ag market. So over the last year and a half, we've either signed new contracts or opened 5 to 6 new dealerships on my territory, which is North Dakota, South Dakota, and Iowa.
Wow, well, it's exciting. And like I was talking with Martin about, at a time when in the ag space the number of dealers is contracting so sharply, so quickly, for you guys to be adding stores, what do you get a sense from the farm customers? I would imagine they like that quite a lot.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons actually that I came to work for Kubota, is that they were growing at a time when budgets at other companies were being reined in a little bit.
So you were working in the industry?
Yes, sir. I've been in the row crop industry for about 10 years.
Okay. So you saw Kubota had momentum.
I'm sorry?
You saw Kubota had momentum.
Correct.
Win
Yep.
behind the sales, yeah.
And the product is there. You know, a lot of what we need for our growth in the Midwest is just getting the support structure, making sure
Right.
that we have parts availability to our dealerships, having the personnel there to make sure products set up right.
Okay.
Things of that
And what are you hearing, Alex, on the from your dealers, and I guess if you have any feedback from their customers on the M7, the M8s, the larger tractors, as you guys weighed in here? What are you hearing out there?
So again, as that vehicle park builds, there gets to be more communal support of the tractor. It's been a very robust product for us. Our numbers are growing, and we're really seeing that our engine, our drivetrain is really holding up under a bunch of different tasks that we do in the Midwest.
Designed simply to do the job that the farmer needs to do.
That is correct. Yep.
And Alex, I got to tell you now that I think you have the best last name of anyone I've met in the farm equipment industry, Hay.
That's right. So I did work in row crop for years, and a lot of folks told me, I was in the wrong industry. So.
Well, beautiful. Alex, thanks for relaying the ground truth about Kubota's growth out there, and we will see you up in the valley soon.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
Your next piece of equipment is on MachineryPete.com. Search equipment from dealerships across the country to find what you're looking for. Only on MachineryPete.com.